Alright guys, well, Mitch, probably the only person that'll ever watch this. So this is how you play 16. So basically it starts with this, the octave riff kind of thing. So it's basically alternating between the octave and then the drop D open chord. So the riff played slowed down so you can hear it better. And then it also goes to this just moving the one finger over, So just it's easier to pick up hearing it. So, that's it slowed down, and then the way we play it full band and stuff is like this. And then, well, I'll go ahead and say it. The verses are just the octave chord. You want this to feel you again. Please forgive me, I just don't understand. So that's the main part of the verses, and there's some chords thrown into it. But from the top, it's... this to feel you again. Please forgive me, I just don't understand how to look up your eyes and taste of your kiss I can't forget. Gave up everything to hold your hand. Now you say I feel like more of a friend. Oh, please forgive me, I won't be so selfless again. Alright, so the verse is breaking down the chords in it. So the first time before it goes back into that, it's a drop D chord, which is the top half is like a drop D power chord, just the bar and the... But then the last half is kind of like an F, it will kind of shaped like an F, and so that is... And basically, this finger's not even doing anything, it's just kind of there. Oh yeah, it is, my bad. So, the top 3 strings are barred on 5, and then the other fingers are on 4, and then this one's on 4 on the 3rd string, this one's on 3 on the 2nd string, this one's on 5 on the 1st string, so it's... That's that, and then when it goes into the chorus, it plays that again, so it's like a... Oh, please forgive me, I won't be so selfless again. So, that's the same thing. Please forgive me, I won't be so selfless again. And then it slides into this chord, which is top 3 strings barred on 9, and then on the 3rd string, 11th fret, and then 2nd string, 12th fret. So it slides into that. And then the 1st string's not really doing anything. So that's... And that little riff is you slide, let's see, you slide into 7, and then open, and then 5, 3, 5. My bad. So it's that full, normal tempo would be. It's a lot easier to do on electric, but so then the chorus has got 2 halves. The first half is you can just watch it. Now all the things that we feared, they all have come this year. I guess it's time to let it go. So that's the first 2 lines. It's a D, all the things, and just kind of make that, it's basically an A, but I just kind of leave my fingers there from the D, and just kind of bar. So this finger kind of lingers. And then electric, since it's faster, I normally just end up doing like an octave chord here, so it's more like, now all the things that we fear, shit, my bad. Now all the things that we fear, they all have come this year. I guess it's time to let it go. Alright, so that's pretty easy. It's just D, A, B minor, or a B octave, and then that's a G, but it's the same chord as before. I'm going to use that chord a lot, so get familiar with it. And then the second half is you slide into that. So that's it's time to let it go. 'Cause forever's not as long as it seemed when we were just 16. We lived and we loved. Now it's time to let it go. So that you might have noticed the second time, instead of going here, I did the octave. That's a lot easier. As long as you slide into that first one, it's okay to do the octave on the second one, just because that's where your finger's at right there. Instead of having to play it like, 'cause forever's not as long as it seemed when we were just 16. That's it's easy to get sloppy there, especially live. So I normally just end up doing going to the octave the second time. So after that, it goes back into the intro, but shorter. So, we lived and we loved, now it's time to let it go. Band comes in. Laying there, you staring back at me. Now those days, they feel like a dream. We lost it all to our insecurities. All the things that we feared, they all have come this year. I guess it's time to let it go. 'Cause forever's not as long as it seemed when we were just 16. It's gonna cut down to just bass for live. It's until I start singing again. Look me in the eyes and say you never were in love with me, and I'll turn my back and walk away. Look me in the eyes and say you never were in love with me, and I'll turn my back and walk away. Look me in the eyes and say you never were in love with me, and I'll turn my back and walk away. It's so hard for me to think that 4 years were built to fucking break. We lived and we loved, now it's time to let it go. We lived and we loved, and now it's time to. We lived and we loved, and now it's time to let it go. So that's pretty much the same as the second half of the chorus. But you have that one part, you know, it's like, so hard for me to think that 4 years were built to. So, you know, you got that accent right there. And then the last line is we lived and we loved, and now it's time to let it go. So that's a little different. So it's. And that's it.